It seems as individuals, we are being forced at this time to deal with our shadows, to deal with those triggers, those limiting beliefs, things that no longer serve you. It's time to let it go, love. Grab some tea. Let's talk about shadows. All right, let's talk shadows. If you don't know what a shadow is, it's pretty much your triggers. It's kind of like your bad habits. It's the reason why you react in certain ways. Going through shadows as a parent can be quite hard. Going through shadows, period, is hard. You've got stuff coming up for you that you need to find out and heal it, magically integrate it into your life and become a happier person. That's what it says, right? That's what they tell you to do, right? To heal those shadows so you can be the best version of yourself. Sounds good. It is good, but the work can be very difficult. Come on. They're mowing the lawn out there, so it's loud, but I want the window open. I will not shut my window. So I am presently going through some shadows right now. It's really hard. It's something that has been popping up probably since last year. It's really popped up last year, and I have yet to really overcome it. Every time I think that I have, it creeps right back up again. It's fantastic. My ego is playing tricks on me. It's telling me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. Go tell them to somebody else, because I don't want to hear them. It's telling me lies. And they're not sweet little lies. They're nasty, ugly, huge lies. Nobody loves me. Nobody appreciates me. Who's going to watch my video? Is anybody even listening? Hello? Is anybody out there listening right now? But I'm over it. I am so I'm so over being in constant fear, anxious, anxiety that I've developed over this past year that I've never had before, I've never experienced. Luckily, lately, I would wake up with something is wrong. I just had that anxious, tight chest feeling. And I know that's not me. I'm a very sensitive person. I am what you would call an empath. An empath person is very sensitive to other energies, whether it be the collective or people that you're around. You can just feel what that person is feeling without them even telling you. I talked to my shamanic practitioner, and she told me that my anxiety was a freaking collective. And that makes sense. There's nothing in my life to make me feel anxious, to give me fear. I am super protected. I am safe. I am cared for. It's just the collective. And obviously, I'm sure I'm not the only one who is feeling that anxious energy coming from the world, from everybody in the world and what's going on in the world, the uncertainty. Dear love, we need to get comfortable in that uncertainty, because that's where we're at. We are in uncertain times. It's important to be comfortable, at least try to be comfortable in these uncertain times. All of our issues are coming up, making us deal with them. When they come up for you, and what I mean by coming up is when you're feeling that feeling. I am feeling very anxious right now. I'm feeling very sad, very fearful. Whatever that is, it's important to feel that feeling. Don't push it down, because all it's going to do is make it come up again some other time, mostly when you least expect it. So while it's coming up, that's the time. That's a perfect time to deal with it, to heal it, to integrate it, to let those old stories go. It's okay to feel sad, to feel anxious, to feel fear at that time, but what's not okay is to stay in it. It's not healthy. You are creating that world. Your words are magic, your thoughts are magic. So if that's all you're thinking about is that sadness and the hurt that you went through, that's what you're creating into your life. Law of attraction. You're attracting what you're putting out. So if you're just having a negative life, it's probably because your mind is still in that same state and you need to pull yourself out of it. Don't stay there. You can't stay there. It's okay to feel the feelings. As a matter of fact, it's beautiful to feel those feelings, but it's not okay to stay there. Don't stay there. Feel it. Why is it there? Where did it come from? How do I heal it? And heal it. For instance, one of my issues is fear and uncertainty. I've watched, let's just get this out of the way. I watch a lot of horror movies, a lot of action flicks, a lot of end of the world movies. Not as much as I used to, but I used to watch them a lot. And I have all of those little scenarios in my mind that could possibly happen. Of course, they're maybe Unrealistic? Maybe not. I don't know. We are in weird times, but that has played a major role in my life. That fear, that anxiety, that uncertainty. Am I safe? Is my family safe? You know, are we safe as a collective in the world, the masses? Are we safe? All of these issues that we're dealing with that are coming up for us, it's so that we can heal it, integrate it, make it into beautiful light. Once you heal that shadow, you're able to step into the happy, step into the peace, step into the joy, step into the unknown with complete faith, with complete trust and positivity that everything is going to go your way the way you want it. So where do these shadows come from? Well, they can come from any type of abuse that you may have went through. They usually come from loved ones, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, uncles, cousins, anybody that probably gave you some grief in your life. Maybe kids picking on you about your clothes at school, anything that probably happened in your life that now causes triggers to this day. And they also could probably be coming from your own beliefs that you took on as truth for yourself. Don't do that. The only truth that you need to take on is that you are a beautiful, healthy, strong, spiritual being that can manifest whatever they want in their lives. Whatever pain that you experienced or trauma that you have experienced that has caused your shadow, no matter how big or small, please do not minimize your pain. Don't, just because you feel like somebody has went through something a little bit more harsh, a little bit more traumatic than you, don't minimize it, because that's a shadow. You are important. Your pain is important. What you went through in your life is important. It's all part of your story. It's what made you who you are today. And if you're not liking who you are today, there's always ways to integrate what you do want in your life, the traits that you do want to have in your life. For instance, for me, I would love to just be happy and positive like I used to be. I feel like I used to be really positive all the time. After this past year, I just feel like the positivity is not as close as it used to. Like, I have to reach further. I have to really work at being happy. I'm over that. Like, I just want to be happy. And the fact that that's what I want is enough. That I'm going to make the choice. Because you know, happiness is by choice. It's not by chance. So I have to see beauty everywhere I go and create beauty everywhere I go. But as a parent, I wish that I knew about this stuff before I was a mom, because oh my gosh, my children would be so spiritual. Not only that, but I would have had more time by myself to go through all of these emotions, to really sit with them and understand where they're coming from and how I can integrate it with love and light. But as a parent, like, you just don't really have the luxury of having all of that time to really sit with your thoughts and your feelings and pick it apart. When you have kids, you're being interrupted. Mom, can I have this? Mom, they did this. And that pulls you away from your healing or your thinking. Well, at least that's how I felt. Like, it's pulling me away from my healing that I was doing, and then I get irritated. And then that's a shadow of mine too. Patience. Why don't I have any patience? We all have trauma as children. Usually something that you remember as a kid to this day that bothered you. And maybe my lack of patience has come from the fact that adults in my life as a kid kind of shunned me away, shooed me away, go play, go on. I was barely even talked to by the adults. I don't know if I really want to share this, but it is my story, and they are things that I am dealing with, and everybody has a story. Am I minimizing my story, my trauma? Probably. What I just told you not to do, I'm probably doing right now. Growing up in an environment where you're seen as less than, whether that's what they were trying to do or not, that's what I grew up feeling. So doing these videos is definitely a trigger for my shadow. Am I expressing myself the way I want? Is my throat chakra open and clear? Are my guides with me? It's me putting myself out there, letting people see me, hear me, for people to judge, for people to comment on, for people to like or dislike, for people to subscribe or not subscribe, you know, and whatever comes from it, comes from it. And I'm trying. I'm trying to step out of myself. I'm really trying to be the best person that I can be. And that's what we're all doing. We're really just trying to be the best. I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now, because I'm working on a shadow. So it's really hard. It's not really hard. See, words are magic. So watch what you say. It's not hard. It's becoming easier for me to talk about these spiritual things that I want to talk about, that I'm so passionate about. thing to do when you're going through a shadow is apologizing. Because chances are you probably snapped at somebody, you probably yelled or did something that you regret or feel guilty about. I know I do that, unfortunately, with my children, with the way everything's going. They're home all the time. We've been home together for the past year, day in, day out, which I love them greatly, but Mama need a break. I need them to go back to school. That may sound terrible, but I do. And I apologize to them whenever I'm like snappy. And I let them know that I am healing from things from my childhood. And if I feel it's appropriate, I'll let them know what it is. And kids they'll understand. They'll know where you're coming from, and they'll probably maybe give you even some insight on how to heal it by whatever comment they have or how they respond to what you're saying you're healing from. If you are a parent and you are going through shadows and you do find yourself snapping at them because of how you're feeling and you're not in the greatest mood, just apologize. It makes me feel so much better when I apologize and give them a big hug and a big kiss and let them know how much you do love them. Just because you're a parent doesn't mean that you're right all of the time and that it's okay for you to yell at them for no reason. It's not. And maybe it's not for no reason, but yelling, there's ways to explain things to your children. And I think that's really important, because all you're doing when you snap at them or yell at them for something little is that you're creating shadows for your children. The shadows that you're trying to heal from, you're creating for your kids. It may not be the exact same ones, it may not be as extreme, but you are causing shadows for your children to heal from later, and we're not perfect. When you notice a shadow has popped up, a good way to start healing it is to see where it came from. Follow the breadcrumbs, follow the trail. When was the first time that you can remember feeling like that? Where did it come from? Did it come from yourself? Did it come from somebody telling you? And how can I heal from it? How do I heal from this pain? A good way to heal your shadow, once you know where it came from, why it's there, is to love it. Integrate that shadow with tender love and care. If it's something from your childhood, talk to your childhood self. Let them know, I've got us. Nothing can happen because I've got us. I'm not counting on somebody else to give me that healing that I'm looking for, that happiness I'm looking for. We've got to count on ourselves for that. You're not going to get what you're looking for if you're looking for it outside of yourself. You are the oracle. You are the light. We have to help ourselves, because people are not always going to have the energy to help us. They're not always going to have the time to help us. They're not always going to know how to help us. So even if you're lost and you don't know how, just even trying and reaching out to your team, to the universe, to spirit, to God, goddess, other people even who may have been in that boat or know what you're going through, they can help you walk through it, but you've got to do the work. You've got to make that change. You can't expect to have a different life if you're living the same way, if you're making the same choices, having the same habits. You're going to have the same life. If you want something different, you've got to change. You've got to maybe change your mindset, maybe change the way you eat or react to things. Instead of me being a night owl, now I'm going to be a morning person so that I can integrate the life that I want to integrate. For instance, I want to change, obviously, not being happy, right? Not being in my most positive state. So the best way that I can think of changing that is just being happy. Just it all. I don't care. You're manifesting all the time, whether you know it or not. So why not bring beautiful things into your life instead of these negative thoughts? Okay, so a good way to heal shadows, if you want to go a little bit deeper, if you want to add a little magic, I've got something for you. All right, so you're going to want to get a black candle. If you don't have a black candle, a white candle will work. And you can inscribe with your fingernail, something natural. Don't use like a pen or anything like that. Use maybe a sharp stick. Okay, that's what I use. I either use my wand that I made, this little guy. I either use the tip of my wand or I use my fingernail to carve into the candle what it is that you want to let go of. I want to let go of fear. I want to let go of anxiety. I want to let go of bitchiness. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever it is, inscribe it on your candle. Grab a piece of paper and write a letter. Now, if you want to write a letter to whoever created the shadow for you, or you could just write your feelings. Basically, you're going to want to write how you feel, the things that you want to let go of. If you're writing a letter to a person, write a letter to them as if they were going to read it, and let them know all of your feelings. Like, spill it out. Just let them know. Don't hold back. They're not going to read it anyways, unless you want them to. Write them a letter that they'll never read and spill out all of your feelings and let them know how they were to you. Just let them know, like, it's not cool. I don't accept it no more. So whatever feelings, whatever you need to get off your chest, whatever it is that you want to clear, write it down. Write it all down, beautiful. Once you're done writing your letter, I like to call in my spirit guides, my angels, God, Goddess, fire spirit, because you are going to be using fire to help you release these things off of you, to remove them from you. Now, it's not going to be just magic and the next day you're perfectly fine. You, like I said before, you are going to have to do the work. You're going to have to be mindful of where you're at, of what you're thinking about, of what you're saying, so that you can really change out of that state into your new being, into the new you, the part of you that you want to be, right? So I like to call in helping spirits to help me release this. That's what they're there for. It's not all on you. And then once I've called in all of my helping spirits, fire spirit, mama, goddess, to help me release this, I burn the paper. You're gonna burn it safely. You're gonna burn that paper with the candle flame. Oh, you're gonna light your candle. You have to light your candle first. You're gonna light your candle with the intention that you have set, that you are releasing this shadow. You are healing the shadow. You are integrating, bringing it with you into the light. I usually have a pot that I use, and I open up my window so my smoke alarm doesn't go off. But once I burn it, I put it into the pot so that it can burn safely. If you have a fireplace, that would be ideal. If you cannot burn it safely, another good way to do this work is to write your letter still, and you can bury it into Mother Earth and ask her to heal it for you. While I burn my paper, I am asking my spirit guides to help me release this. I'm asking Goddess to take it from me so it's no longer my problem. I'm thanking Fire Spirit for burning it and carrying the worries up to Goddess so that I don't have to deal with it anymore. But again, this is just the beginning, so you will have to do the work. Anything that comes up for you, any signs, anything that you notice, you're gonna have to do the work. It can be hard to remember, to stay in that state of I'm changing, I'm healing, and it's hard to break a bad habit, especially if it's something emotional or something that you're used to reacting to.
I forgot to mention, when you're finished burning your paper, you're going to want to put your candle somewhere safe so that it can burn the rest of the way, completing the ritual that you just did. Also, you can discard your ashes into the ground by digging and burying them. If you don't have somewhere where you can dig, you can flush them down the toilet and thank water energy for completing the process for you. If you did dig outside, don't forget to thank Mother Earth.
So once you've safely burned your paper, you're going to do what I find is the best thing to do, and that is to nurture yourself. You're going to nurture. I don't have my mic on this whole time. I bought a new mic so y'all can hear me because my voice gets low, and I'm not even wearing it. You're going to want to nurture yourself. Take care of yourself like you're a brand new baby. Love yourself, take care of yourself. Literally, you want to like wrap yourself up in a blanket and take care. You're going to swaddle yourself like a little baby. You're going to swaddle yourself. You're going to take care of yourself. Oh goodness, I can't even. You're going to swaddle yourself. You're going to take care of yourself. You're going to love yourself. You're going to have some tea. You're going to watch your favorite movies that are not triggering, right? Maybe do some yoga, some exercising, eating healthy, taking a nice bath, maybe painting, reading a book, whatever it is that you need to do. Have a little bit of chocolate, relax, put on your comfies, and take care of yourself. So I hope this video helped you. I hope that gave you some clarity on what shadows are, and at the very least, just know that you're not alone, especially if you are a parent and you're going through this. Like, you're not alone. It almost feels like you need to rush it. don't rush it. Don't rush your healing just because you have children and you may not have the time to do it. Find the time, make the time. You have the time. Let the laundry, matter of fact, my laundry needs to be folded right now. Let the laundry sit for a day. You can fold it tomorrow. Take care of yourself, love. You are the most important thing in your life and your family's life. And when you're not taken care of, you can't take care of other people. You just can't. It's just not possible. How can you give them more if you have nothing to give? You don't even have anything to give yourself. And that's probably why you're stressed if you are. And now that you know a little bit more about shadows, I just want to say have more patience with people in your life or people that you've come across, maybe on the road or in the grocery store or whatever. Just have more patience with everyone. Let things go and grow, beautiful. It's what we make it, right? And if we're going to go through that, we might as well make the best of it and not just going through for no reason. Actually grow from it versus just being in a mood for no reason. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate you. If you liked what you heard and if you want to see more of me, please subscribe, hit the like button, and don't hesitate to comment down below. Let me know what you do when you're going through shadows. And if you have any questions, let me know how you heal your own shadows. Your comment will probably help somebody else who's reading it. And please remember to take care of yourself. My love, you are so worth it and you need it. Take care of yourself because I say so. And even if you don't need it, do it anyways. Love you guys. Mwah.